Welcome to Dark Revelations, a series that explores the deepest betrayals and their aftermath. Today's story takes us to the storm-swept mountains of Tennessee, where one man's discovery of infidelity collides with nature's fury in unexpected ways. Lightning struck my cheating girlfriend and her affair partner while they were hiking in the woods is a tale of betrayal, rage, redemption, and the split-second decisions that can alter the course of our lives forever. Some say that when we experience heartbreak, time slows down, much like those precious moments before disaster strikes. As you listen, ask yourself, in the face of ultimate betrayal, would you reach out to save the person who shattered your heart? Or would you let the storm take its course? Prepare yourself for a journey through one man's darkest hour, where thunder isn't the only thing that breaks the silence.
The rain drummed against my windshield as I sat parked at the trailhead, watching the empty forest path. 2 hours had passed since I'd followed them here. 2 hours of waiting as thunder rolled overhead and lightning sliced through the darkening sky. I should have left. Any reasonable person would have. But something kept me there, clutching my phone with white knuckles, staring at those text messages I was never meant to see. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Meet at Blackwater Ridge? Alex thinks I'm visiting my sister. I wasn't supposed to know about Michael. Wasn't supposed to know about their secret hikes, their rendezvous points, their lies. 5 years together, and Sophia had looked me in the eyes this morning and kissed me goodbye with the practiced ease of someone who had made dishonesty an art form. The first droplets had just begun to fall when I watched them disappear into the woods, laughing together, his hand on the small of her back, a casual intimacy that twisted something inside me. I didn't follow them in. I just sat and waited, contemplating the ruins of what I thought was my life. We'd met in college, the classic story. Me stumbling into the wrong lecture hall, her sliding over to make room. "You look lost," she'd said, and I was, in more ways than one. Back then, her smile hit like summer sunshine, warm and promising endless possibilities. I fell hard and fast, and when she said she loved me too, I thought I'd found my forever. Now I wondered how many times she'd said those same words to him. My phone buzzed with a weather alert. Severe thunderstorm warning. Dangerous lightning conditions. Seek shelter immediately. The storm had intensified rapidly, the way they often do in these Tennessee mountains. Wind bent the trees almost sideways, and rain came down in blinding sheets. I thought about texting her, warning her, but my fingers wouldn't move. Part of me, a dark part I didn't recognize, wondered, what if I just drove away? What if I let them get caught in this storm? Let them face the consequences of their choices? That's when I heard it. A crack so loud it seemed to split the world in two. Lightning had struck something nearby, close enough that the flash temporarily blinded me and the thunder was instantaneous. My skin prickled with electricity. Without thinking, I was out of my car, rain pelting me as I ran toward the trailhead. The rational part of my brain screamed that I was being stupid, running into a forest during a lightning storm, but another voice, louder, more insistent, pushed me forward. No matter what she'd done, I couldn't leave her out there. The trail was slick with mud, branches whipping my face as I charged uphill. I wasn't even sure where I was going. Blackwater Ridge covered miles of terrain, but I kept running, calling their names until my voice grew hoarse. That's when I saw them. They were huddled beneath a massive oak tree, the absolute worst place to be during a lightning storm. Sophia was clutching her leg, and Michael was bent over her, panic evident even from where I stood. "Help!" he shouted when he saw me, not even registering who I was through the curtain of rain. "She fell. I think her ankle's broken." Time seemed to slow as I approached them. Sophia's eyes widened when she recognized me, her mouth forming a perfect O of surprise and shame. I saw the moment she realized what this meant, that I knew everything. "Alex," she whispered, rain and tears mingling on her face. "What are you doing here?" I didn't answer. Instead, I knelt beside her, examining her ankle with clinical detachment. It was already swelling, purpling beneath her skin. "We need to get off this ridge," I said, my voice unfamiliar even to myself. "Lightning struck nearby. This isn't safe." Michael stared at me, the awkward triangle of our situation momentarily overshadowed by the immediate danger. "I can carry her," he offered. "No," I said flatly. "I'll do it." I lifted her into my arms, her body so familiar yet suddenly feeling like it belonged to a stranger. She weighed nothing, or maybe adrenaline had made me stronger. Michael followed behind us as I carefully picked my way down the slippery trail, one treacherous step at a time. "How did you know?" Sophia asked against my shoulder, her voice barely audible above the storm. "Does it matter?" I replied. As we descended, the lightning struck again, this time hitting a tree just 30 yards ahead of us on the trail. The sound was deafening and the tree splintered, its massive trunk splitting down the middle before crashing across our path in a shower of sparks and burning wood. If we had been just a minute faster, we would have been directly beneath it. Michael stumbled backward, his face pale with shock. I held Sophia tighter, staring at the burning tree that had nearly killed us all. The symbolism wasn't lost on me, how close we'd all come to destruction because of the choices we'd made. "We need to get off this ridge," I said, my voice unfamiliar even to myself. "Lightning struck nearby. This isn't safe." Michael stared at me, the awkward triangle of our situation momentarily overshadowed by the immediate danger. "I can carry her," he offered. "No," I said flatly. "I'll do it." I lifted her into my arms, her body so familiar yet suddenly feeling like it belonged to a stranger. She weighed nothing, or maybe adrenaline had made me stronger. Michael followed behind us as I carefully picked my way down the slippery trail, one treacherous step at a time. "How did you know?" Sophia asked against my shoulder, her voice barely audible above the storm. "Does it matter?" I replied. As we descended, the lightning struck again, this time hitting a tree just 30 yards ahead of us on the trail. The sound was deafening, and the tree splintered, its massive trunk splitting down the middle before crashing across our path in a shower of sparks and burning wood. If we had been just a minute faster, we would have been directly beneath it. Michael stumbled backward, his face pale with shock. I held Sophia tighter, staring at the burning tree that had nearly killed us all. The symbolism wasn't lost on me, how close we'd all come to destruction because of the choices we'd made. "We need to find another way down," I said, turning to find an alternate route. By the time we reached my car, we were drenched and exhausted. I gently placed Sophia in the back seat while Michael hovered uncertainly by the passenger door. "Get in," I told him, my voice devoid of emotion. "I'll take you both to the hospital." The drive was silent except for the rhythmic swish of windshield wipers pushing away the rain. In the rearview mirror, I could see Sophia watching me, her eyes filled with questions and apologies I wasn't ready to hear. At the hospital, I waited while they treated her ankle. A severe sprain, not broken after all. Michael sat across from me in the waiting room, neither of us acknowledging what we were to each other. When the doctor finally released her, I drove them both back to the trailhead where Michael's car was parked. As he helped her into his vehicle, Sophia turned to me one last time. "Alex," she began, her voice breaking, "I don't know what to say." I looked at the darkening bruise on her ankle, at the forest behind her where lightning had nearly claimed us all, at the man standing awkwardly by her side. "Nothing left to say," I replied. "Lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. We both know that's not true for people." I got back in my car without waiting for her response. In my rearview mirror, I watched them grow smaller until they disappeared completely, just as the storm finally began to clear. Later that night, alone in our apartment, soon to be just mine, I stood on the balcony and watched distant lightning illuminate the sky. They say that in the moment before lightning strikes, the air around you fills with electricity. Your hair stands on end. Your skin tingles. It's your body's final warning that something powerful and destructive is about to change everything. I never felt that warning with Sophia. Maybe some betrayals strike without signs, sudden and devastating as lightning from a clear blue sky. But as I packed her things the next day, I realized something. Lightning may destroy, but it also clears the way for new growth. And sometimes, surviving the strike is just the beginning of the story.
You've just experienced lightning struck my cheating girlfriend and her affair partner while they were hiking in the woods, written exclusively for Dark Revelations. Sometimes the most devastating storms aren't the ones that rage in the sky, but the ones that tear through our most trusted relationships. Alex's journey reminds us that even in our moments of greatest pain, our choices define who we truly are. If you connected with this story of betrayal and the complex emotions it unleashes, please leave a rating and share your thoughts. How would you have reacted in Alex's position? The conversation continues on our website, where you can join others who have walked similar paths. Our next episode arrives next Friday, bringing you another powerful narrative of deception, discovery, and the human capacity for both darkness and light. Until then, remember that even after the most violent storms, clear skies eventually return.